We welcome you into the Larry Jordan Gymnasium at Southeastern High School as we kick off our high school basketball live coverage here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. And big thank you to Glockner Family of Dealerships and Willie and Son Trucking for presenting all of our live streams to you throughout this season. Southeastern off of a big win last night, a big program win over Vinton County. Mike Adams, the head coach for the Panthers, said last night that that's a team that has beat us forever. And for Southeastern on a very effort-driven performance last night, gets a big win in comeback fashion to beat Vinton County to get their first win of the season. So Southeastern is 1-2. Minford Falcons, they are the opponent tonight. They are 1-0 after they overcame an early deficit to beat Oak Hill on the road last night, 70-53. Along with Eric Cox, I'm Jacob Wise. Glad to have you in here as we get set for this one tonight. They're introducing the starting lineups. We'll do the same for Minford. 6'4" senior Trenton Zimmerman gets the start, coming off of a 20-point effort last night. Joe Hanna, a 6'6" junior, along with 5'10" junior Adam Crank. 5'10" freshman Miles Montgomery, who made his high school basketball debut last night with 29 points, including 5 threes, and 6'3" senior forward Devin Parker. For Southeastern, it's 6'3" senior Aaron Evans, 5'9" sophomore Connor Smith, 6'1" senior Luke Corcoran, 5'11" senior Ethan Carroll, and 6'2" junior RJ Cartwright. It was a big night for Connor Smith last night. He had 21 points all after the first quarter. Ball in the air, and we are underway, and Southeastern will control things first here.
It is nice to be back on the basketball court. This is exciting to be here. No better place to open up the season here either than Southeastern High School.
Always get treated very well here at Southeastern as Minford opens up in the zone. A lot of turnovers last night for Southeastern despite the win. So you got to believe that slowing things down just a little bit will be certainly an emphasis for the Panthers in this one, and they're taking their time here in their first possession.
And this is, I'm sure Coach Adams doesn't mind this. He's a guy that has a lot of, his program is always disciplined. They're going to play hard. They'll work for a shot. They'll get a shot here in this zone.
Corcoran too strong from the right elbow, and the rebound to Joe Hanna for Minford, who pushes ahead. Crank thought about the three, and now they work inside to Trenton Zimmerman. Good move, but can't get it to go, and Luke Corcoran there, the rebound for Southeastern.
Nice rebound there. Minford definitely has the size advantage here, but I expect Southeastern to fight hard. They're going to get bodies on the Minford players and work for the rebound.
Now keep an eye on number 2 in the white jersey, Connor Smith. I mentioned him, sophomore guard, 5'9", might be generous, but he was unbelievable last night with 21 points. Really was able to overcome the size disadvantage as the shot is too strong from Aaron Evans. Minford again wanting to push it up the floor, and the layup no good from Miles Montgomery. And again, one and done as Southeastern rips down the rebound. Into the corner now, Cartwright kind of locked up there. There's a long three on the way, and that one misses everything short. Good effort to tip it back in by Carroll, but right back to Minford, and now Montgomery all by himself gets fouled on his way to the rack. And that'll be the first stoppage as Miles Montgomery will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
That's not the start Connor Smith wanted there with the airball three, but, like you said last night, he had, 20-some points, and he'll get going. He had three assists, 3 steals last night. He got back on defense there. I'm not sure there was a lot of contact, but the guy got the call.
First one on the way goes down for Montgomery. First point of this game at 6:09 left in the first quarter. I got to tell you, the way Smith was shooting it last night, he probably thought he could make one from the parking lot. That one was probably a bit too deep there to try to go after. So the second one misses, and a 1-0 lead for Minford here early. 6 minutes left here in the opening quarter. And Smith getting trapped there near half court, and the pass wide for Ethan Carroll will turn it back over to Minford. Again, I mentioned yesterday, that was certainly not in the many bright spots that Southeastern had. They turned the ball over a ton, but they were able to force a lot of turnovers as well. There's a lot of contact at midcourt. Southeastern comes away with it.
I'm not sure if he possessed that if it wasn't going to be an over and back anyways.
Long three from the wing, no for Evans. And a good push ahead here. Adam Crank by himself with the right hand.
Basket by Crank.
junior guard in the scoring column. That's the first made field goal of this game. 3-0 lead now for the mighty Falcons.
Minford kind of bringing that zone out just a little bit, trying to get some pressure on the ball.
Well, Southeastern did struggle a little bit with the zone, trying to work the ball inside. Cartwright, the big guy inside, not, big by the standards of guys playing on the post at 6'2". And there are plenty of guards at 6'2" as well, but Cartwright plays a little bigger than that. There's some trouble handling it, and that'll go right back to Minford. Crank lobs it up, and a free bunny there from Miles Montgomery.
We're just a little over 3 minutes in, and Southeastern has 3 turnovers already. I was kind of expecting a timeout there from Coach Adams to get his guys together and say, hey, we got to take care of the ball.
Corcoran dribbles into 3 defenders and just throws it to his spot. There was no white jersey there, so another quick turnover. And Southeastern looking a bit out of sorts on the offensive end so far. Minford again finding an open man right down low, but Parker too strong off the glass. And now the Panthers trying to run against numbers. Fouled down low, and Cartwright will go to the free throw line for 2.
Great job by R.J. Cartwright getting the ball and going hard to the hoop. Not settling for an outside shot there. He had the one-on-one with his guy and took him and drew the foul.
Foul goes on Trenton Zimmerman. First team foul for Minford. Both teams with 1 now. And a free throw attempt from Cartwright comes up short. Had 12 points last night in the win. 6'2" junior. Going to see a lot of minutes. Second one on the way, and that one rims out. Southeastern didn't shoot many free throws last night, but they were 4 for 5. They start the night 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Down 5-0 early. Lob to the basket, almost went in, and it gets stuck between the rim and the backboard. Crazy enough, that happened last night as well.
You don't see that very often. You always hear the rims are tight here at Southeastern. That might have proven that true.
Just stuck it right in there between the rim and the backboard, so Minford will get the basketball underneath. Crank in the corner. And now Joe Hanna. Back to Montgomery for 3, and that goes down the hole. So 6 points from Miles Montgomery. It's an 8-0 lead for Minford here early. Just under 4 minutes left in the quarter. They try to pass it along the baseline, and that's tipped out of bounds.
Miles Montgomery's off to a pretty hot start in his high school career. 29 last night and 6 already here in the first quarter tonight. Just a freshman. Both teams are pretty young. Each team has 3 seniors.
Inbound to Connor Smith, the sophomore. Carroll trying to find those skip passes to get some openings in that zone defense that has worked really well for Minford so far. Looks more like a 1-3-1 at this point. They collapse on Corcoran. And Aaron Evans into the corner for Smith, who dribbles it out. Connor Smith. He was the spark plug for the Panthers last night. Once he got going in the second quarter, the defense came with it. And the Panthers were able to go on a big run. Trailed after 1 quarter, led at half. Trailed after 3 quarters, but ended up winning the game. Down to 3 minutes and change left here in the first quarter. Evans, an open look. Short off the front of the rim. Back the other way, Montgomery gets the layup to go. He already has 8 points. And it's a 10-0 lead for Minford as Southeastern takes the timeout. And not the start that Southeastern wanted to get here. This game is brought to you tonight by Glockner Family of Dealerships. With a busy season of traveling ahead of us, Glockner's made scheduling your next oil change easier than ever. In fact, you can schedule your next oil change online in 30 seconds. Visit Glockner.com and select Schedule Service to get started. Schedule your next oil change in 30 seconds with the all-new Easy Online Service Scheduler at Glockner.com. That's why they're the easy people to work with.
You know, one thing Coach Adams was wanting for sure was probably make a couple shots, get Minford out of the zone defense, make them go into a man-to-man. And right now they're able just to sit back in it, and they're getting a lot of fast breaks off the rebounds, and I'm sure that's something he talked about there in that timeout.
This broadcast also made possible by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com. So a lot of the time out here, Southeastern trying to find its way on the scoreboard still. Inside 3 minutes left to play here in this first quarter. And it's 10-0 Minford as Southeastern has to break the full court pressure. Corcoran tries to go down low. They get it back to Evans, and now Smith on the baseline. Tried to throw a hot pass to Corcoran, and it hit it right off his shoe. So not only was that pass probably a little too hard from about 2 feet away, but too low as well.
Yeah, had the guy open right there in the middle, just like you said, threw it off his foot and went out of bounds.
Three ball from the corner goes down for Trenton Zimmerman. His first points of the night, and it's 13-0.
When you dig yourself a hole like this too, it gets harder and harder to get past that zone.
A quick turnover at half court, and Ethan Connolly takes it to the basket and gets fouled. Ethan Connolly checking in during that last timeout. And that foul on Connor Smith, his second, team second for Southeastern. Ethan Connolly, a 6-foot senior guard at the line. And the first one goes down for him. Southeastern's got to find a way to get something going offensively against this zone for Minford so far. They've had no answers. Second one goes for Connolly, and it's 15-0. Last night's game, Southeastern had a lot of energy, got the crowd into it. Pep band here again tonight. Smith, Connolly out to guard him. Baseline, into traffic. Corcoran loses his dribble and throws it away. Crank ahead for Minford, lobs it in the air, and the tip. Good contest there by Cartwright. And immediately turned right back over to Minford.
Yeah, that's right now you look at the stats here, and that's the difference in it. Southeastern 8 turnovers so far here in the first quarter, where Minford just had their first.
They were up over 20 last night, but the offense and the defense was there as well. And they, again, got Benton County turned over quite a few times to mitigate some of that damage. Zimmerman trying to back down Corcoran, and they call a blocking foul. That'll be his first for Luke Corcoran. Team third for Southeastern. And a foul on the floor, so Minford will inbound underneath their own basket. Miles Montgomery will be the trigger man. Ball dribbles back out to him as Luke Oakes was trying to find the handle there. Connolly. And now Montgomery. Minford taking its time. Zimmerman fires the three. That's too strong off the glass, and a good rebound by Ethan Carroll. Comes away with it for Southeastern. And having a little trouble in the full court man-to-man. Gets it back after finding his way across the line. Aaron Evans now, the 6'3 senior, who got into foul trouble early last night. Didn't factor in a lot of the scoring as the three ball is long from Ethan Carroll. And Minford trying to run with it again as Montgomery gives it up. Crank along the baseline, and the pass there tipped out of bounds by Southeastern.
Good recovery defense right there by Southeastern to get back after the missed shot. Because Minford's very athletic, so they're going to get it and go, and Southeastern was able to stop the easy layup.
Pass down low and a wide open Trenton Zimmerman.
But not on that one.
17-0. 30 seconds left here in this opening quarter. Got to find a way to make a shot here, and another steal. Just threw it right into the hands of Zimmerman. And now down the lane, Luke Oakes is fouled. Stops the clock with 18.5 left in the quarter. And that foul will go on R.J. Cartwright, his first. And team fourth for Southeastern. Just one foul for Minford. Off the inbound pass, and the three goes down for Miles Montgomery. He has 11 in this first quarter for Minford, and it's 20-0. Falcons over Panthers. Evans with 2 seconds fires a long three, and that's too strong. And that is the end of the first quarter. 20-0, as Southeastern could not find a way to solve this 2-3 zone of Minford. And a lot of things to talk about here for Mike Adams' club after that first half.
Yeah, he has to be a little upset. You hope to build on the win from last night. Huge win for your program, like we talked about, and then come out against another really good team. And first off, hats off to them for scheduling some schools that, Vinton County's a Division II school, and then you have Minford, who year in and year out is playing for a district title. So playing some really good teams, and, he wants to see how his kids are going to react, I'm sure.
Scoring in that quarter, obviously everybody led by the 11 from Miles Montgomery. So following up 29 in his high school debut last night, hit 2 threes in that first quarter, ends up with 11 points. 5 from Trenton Zimmerman, 2 from Adam Crank, and 2 from Ethan Connolly. And nothing from Southeastern. They did attempt 2 free throws, and none of those went down.
Some other games going on tonight. We had this game here. Adena, they traveled to East Clinton tonight. Huntington at Northwest. Paint Valley was at undefeated Western. Western is off to a really hot start tonight, or this season. So that'll be a huge, huge game for the Bearcats.
Start of the second quarter here. And Southeastern with the basketball again. Just struggling to find space here right now. Minford playing a bit faster than the Panthers, even when the Falcons are on defense. And Southeastern just a little bit hesitant. Jackson Stansberry checking into the game. Gets a touch there. As well as Caleb Adams, who dribbles. Into the corner now. Carroll. Caleb Adams, a 5'10 sophomore, hands it off to Corcoran. Lets the defenders go by, and it goes down the hole.
It has to be a relief there just to get those first 2. Sometimes that's what you need to get your team going, and we'll see how it goes from here.
So Luke Corcoran gets the 2 from Southeastern, and they're on the board. A lot of time left in this game if they can get hot. They shot the 3-ball well in last night's game. Trenton Zimmerman with a long 3. That goes down. His second triple of the game.
They've hit 4 threes as a team already here, and we're just in the second quarter.
2 each from Zimmerman and Miles Montgomery. 23-2 is the lead. Here's the 3-ball on the way from the left wing. Just misses from Caleb Adams. And again, Minford just running the floor, and Miles Montgomery was wide open underneath the basket and had it pop off of his hands out of bounds. So Southeastern dodges a bullet there.
Be sure to check out the Sosa website, too. I know Brock Netter, he's putting something together there. They had the All-Star Volleyball game today at Zane Trace. A lot of area athletes there, so I'm sure he's going to have a great write-up about that. It's always fun to see those All-Star games.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys do a good job with those every year. Shot partially blocked there, and it'll stay with Southeastern. The basketball games were a lot of fun last year at Waverly High School. They've got a game that was like 90 or like 100 to 98. They just running up and down the floor, yeah.
You always see a lot of defense in all-star games.
3-ball from Ethan Carroll, too strong. And the rebound is Zimmerman Minford. Eric Huffer was the coach of one of those teams, and we were giving him a hard time from the scores table that They needed to D up a little bit. Another 3 attempt from Minford. That one comes up short. Caleb Adams trying to work his way inside. The tip up and was halfway down before it popped out. And another attempt here, and that goes in for Jackson Stansberry. And now a timeout for Minford. They take their first, leading 23-4.
I'm sure Coach Shoemaker from Minford is not happy there. He's given up 3 offensive rebounds to Southeastern here in the last 2 possessions that both led to points. So I'm sure he's telling his guys, hey, we're playing good defense, but we got to get a body on those guys. We can't give up the second chance points.
Yeah, Southeastern, last night's game really got on the glass offensively, had double-digit offensive rebounds. We also had a quarter last night where they shot about 75%. That was in the second quarter. That'll make you feel pretty good about yourself pretty quick.
Yeah, and that's what they need here. But what hurts so bad is you finally score that first basket, and Minford comes down and just hits a 3 right in you. And
you feel good that we got one to go down. Sometimes, you just need to see the ball go down the hoop. And talk about like in baseball, if you're in a slump, sometimes you just need to bunt one down the third baseline and see the ball hit the bat. But that's short-lived when they run down the floor and hit a 3 right away. Down low, good effort there from Hanna, can't get it. Big offensive board from Zimmerman, and now a 3 on the way. Nope, he traveled. Bailey White was taking his time in the corner. He had all day, but stuttered the feet a little bit too much, and Southeastern will be the recipient of the turnover.
That was Minford's first offensive rebound of the night. Looking up a little information about the All-Star volleyball tournament today, and I see where Tina McGill was the coach of one team. I believe she just announced her retirement, so it was kind of neat to have her coach one last time and coach some area athletes.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice little recognition for coaches as well. We'll have a little bit of fun, coach without any pressure in those All-Star games. And for coaches that have been around for a long time like that too, it's fun to, I'm sure, to be able to coach some players that you've been on the other side against.
And the Sosa coverage area of volleyball's not short of volleyball talent.
No, it is not. Trying to find Corcoran in the middle there, had it poked away, but Chenault picked it up. Carroll into a double team now, and Corcoran will fire the 3, and that's too strong. And another rebound for Trenton Zimmerman and a quick whistle. So Ethan Carroll picks up the foul, his first. And that is team foul number 5 for Southeastern with 4:18 left here in the second quarter. Now, SosaOhio.com. Game recaps, player interviews, coach interviews. Some other content on there as well. Players of the week. So layup misses there from Parker. All kinds of good stuff over there. SosaOhio.com, updated throughout the day, just about every single night. And Derek and Brock were posting their all-league players that they picked on Thanksgiving Day, so they never stop working. In the corner for 3, Montgomery gets another. 14 for him, that's his 3rd triple. And another timeout. Southeastern will call its 2nd timeout. And again, we remind you about our sponsors for tonight. This broadcast made possible in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SosaOhio.com. Game also brought to you by Glockner Family of Dealerships. With a busy season of traveling ahead of us, Glockner's made scheduling your next oil change easier than ever. In fact, you can schedule your next oil change online in 30 seconds. Visit Glockner.com and select Schedule Service to get started. Schedule your next oil change in 30 seconds with the all-new easy online service scheduler at Glockner.com. That's why they're the easy people to work with.
Be sure to follow Derek and Brock and and all those guys on Twitter. They're always having updates from the game. Derek today had some coverage of the 5-0 start there for the Lady Lions of Fairfield. They are 5-0 to start the season. He covered that one today. They got a 54-32 win over Piketon earlier today.
Southeastern trying to find some action off the timeout. That one hit the pole behind the basket and no whistle, and Southeastern's going to get away with it with a basket.
Coach Shoemaker didn't say too much on that one. I'm sure the score is part of that, but you hope that gets called.
It's Travis Chenault with the basket there, and Johanna whistled for the traveling violation underneath the hoop. 26-6 is the score. We've had some entertaining games for SVC teams and coverage area teams here for Southern Ohio Sports Authority already in this early season. Last night, Deshaun Branson with a half-court heave down in Logan to give Unioto a huge win over a pretty good Logan program.
Yeah, I think
Connor Smith rejected down low. 3 on the way, in and out for Caleb Adams. And the offensive putback doesn't go for Collins. And again, Miles Montgomery gets out on defense, gets behind Southeastern, and has an easy layup. He has 16.
He has 16 points. We had 29 last night. A lot of those are the old cherry picking. I'm going to be the first one down and get this lay in.
There's another big swat down low as Trenton Zimmerman turns that shot aside, and there's an offensive foul on Johanna.
Just kind of lowered the shoulder there. Good call by the official.
Football season wasn't that long ago, and I'm sure most of these guys played football as well.
Yeah, they always say, well, the defender was moving. Well, you can't lower your shoulder. So it doesn't matter how much he's moving. If you do that, you're going to get that call.
I know there's some rumbling, too, that it's not about whether the defender is moving or not. It's if they're in good defensive position.
Yeah. Another game Derek covered today, Waverly Tigers, the girls basketball, they got a 50-35 win over McLean today.
Well, we think their boys are going to be pretty good, too.
Yeah, they are going to be impressive.
A lot of athletes there in the black and orange. The shot blocked again by Minford, and Montgomery one-on-one has the layup roll home.
And that's that SOC is going to be really, really good. Minford, you got Waverly, Wheelersburg. I believe Waverly opens their season with Wheelersburg.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of black and orange.
I'm sure Sosa will have some coverage of that one.
Smith's three ball rims out. Montgomery comes away with it, and he is fast, just outraces everyone to the other end. Putback attempt no good. Turnaround jumper from Connolly no good. But Connolly was fouled after he shot it on the box out attempt by Caleb Adams. And that is foul number 6 for Southeastern.
I take back what I said about Miles Montgomery and maybe cherry picking. I think he's just that fast.
Yes, I was going to say, it feels like it because every time you look down, but he doesn't take off until his team has the rebound. But as soon as he sees that his guy is going to get it, he is off on the races.
And he's only a freshman, so we're going to hear this name a lot.
He'll reset it here. He kind of runs the show, too, when they do actually settle into their half-court offense, which hasn't been very often. Crank for 3, yep.
Crank for 3.
That's another triple for Minford. It's 33-6. Down to a minute left here in this first half. Ball right wing. High off the glass, too strong from Wes Collins. Southeastern kind of emptying their bench here in this first half to try to find a spark offensively, as that one's tipped out of bounds. Now, there are a couple guys in this game that hardly played at all in the win last night against Fenton County, and you wonder, too, that game, if you saw that game or were here last night, the amount of effort put into it by Southeastern, you wonder if that's cost them their legs a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, you talk to some coaches, and a lot of times they don't like that back-to-back because –
especially early in the season.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, a game like last night is just emotionally draining.
Shot too strong from Connolly there. But, in the early season, you need to schedule that because that's what you get when you get into SVC play, too. Evans trapped down low, but somehow finds Cartwright down low.
Nice strong move there by R.J. Cartwright to get that one to go.
And there's a quick Touch foul there called on Connor Smith, who picks up his third. And that is foul number 7 for Southeastern. So we'll have a 1 in the bonus opportunity here for Minford. And it is Miles Montgomery at the line, sitting on 18 points here in the first half.
You know, Coach Adams did not want Connor Smith to pick up a cheap third foul like that. He's, on the other side of the half-court line, that far from the basket with 16 seconds to go. That's not a foul you want to make.
To be honest, if I was an official, I'm not sure with the score and the time that I would call that one. That one rattles home, although maybe that's why he's an official and I'm not. Yeah. You got to have integrity, call it without the scoreboard.
Yeah. Yeah, and these guys have done a good job of keeping control of the game even with the score this way.
And a whistle here. And some form of violation on Minford. So Montgomery's 20th point of the night will have to wait. 16 and a half seconds left here in the first half. It's been all Minford. Cartwright into the corner for Adams. The 3 ball too strong. Good offensive rebound by Collins. His attempt, no. Aaron Evans tried to put it in. Stansberry tried to put it in, but it ends up off the glass, and that ends the first half with Minford way out in front, 34-8. Eric and I will take a break. We'll be back with the halftime stats just before the second half gets started in about, we'll probably come back in about 8 minutes or so. So stick around with us for the second half. Minford 34, Southeastern 8 at the half here at Southeastern High School. Back here at the Larry Jordan Gymnasium at Southeastern High School, it's been all Minford through one half of play, 34-8. The Mighty Falcons in front, 19 points from the freshman guard Miles Montgomery, including 3 threes. They got 3 others, 2 from Trenton Zimmerman and 1 from Adam Crank. So a big half shooting the basketball for the Minford Falcons. Again, 19 from Montgomery, 8 from Trenton Zimmerman, 5 from Adam Crank, and 2 points from Ethan Connolly. And for Southeastern, they end up with 8 points in that first half on one made basket by 4 different players: Luke Corcoran, Jackson Stansberry, Travis Chenault, and R.J. Cartwright. And if you look up and down that score sheet, Aaron Evans held scoreless. Connor Smith, who had 21 last night, held scoreless. Ethan Carroll, who had 12 last night, held scoreless. No points, or only just 2 points from R.J. Cartwright, who had 12 last night. So the usual suspects for Southeastern have been held down quite a bit through one half of play.
Like we said, Minford, that tough zone defense has really kept Southeastern out of the scoring column, and they haven't had to change from that. Looking at team stats from the free throw line, Southeastern is 0 for 2, while Minford is 4 of 7. Southeastern has 7 offensive rebounds, just not able to capitalize on those, while Minford only has 3.
Coming to you live from the middle of the Southeastern Pep Band. They're doing a good job tonight. They've been entertaining.
Yeah, they sound really good. It's fun to have pep bands back at basketball games and seeing fans in the stands.
I was here doing the game last night on radio, and I saw them walking in the door, and I thought, that's going to add a little bit of fun atmosphere. We get started here in the second half. That was a fun basketball game last night, a little different 24 hours later. Miles Montgomery sitting on 19 points, gives it up. Now right wing with it, Joe Hanna. And Montgomery gets it back, and they call a carry?
I thought he signaled 3 seconds.
Okay. Southeastern happy to get the ball, I'm sure.
Do you think youth plays a part of that and a change from one night to the next?
Yeah, not necessarily youth, but lack of, extended varsity experience, perhaps. Aaron Evans thought about the turnaround jumper. He'll fire it from high in the lane and high off the glass, too strong. Miles Montgomery would have had 20 points in that first half, but his second free throw attempt there at the end of the half was waved off after someone moved right before he shot the ball. A little late start to the season. Most teams have played 2 to 3 games to this point coming into tonight, but this is just the second game for Minford. But I guess they kind of got off and running. Big win last night at Oak Hill. Ethan Carroll picks up his dribble, and now Aaron Evans back to Carroll.
That's a good league win for Minford.
There's a 3 ball that goes down for Ethan Carroll.
First 3 of the game for Southeastern.
Puts the Panthers into double figures. Pushing it up the floor, Devin Parker by himself with the right hand.
You got to get back and cut that off. He took it the entire length of the court, and no one ever got in front of him.
It's kind of like that movie Semi-Pro where they throw the alley-oop and they're all celebrating. Meanwhile, the other team's down on the other end. Obviously with a little extra comedy injected there as Luke Corcoran dribbles it on the end line out of bounds. And already a quick timeout here is Minford. Maybe not happy with the way they have started the half here.
Speaking of teams that aren't lacking varsity experience, I saw Coach Travis Robertson from Waverly is here, probably getting a peek of the Minford Falcons, and I'm sure they probably have them coming up, a tough league game. Also in the Sosa viewing area, girls basketball tonight, Unioto, they defeated Miami Trace 60-40. I don't believe that score is right. I think it was like 63-40 something, but that's what I have written down. Unioto Lady Shermans, they did defeat Miami Trace. I know that is accurate.
I'd hope a member of their school board would have ways to keep track of that.
Well,
They heave it ahead to Zimmerman, who's fouled there underneath the basket by Luke Corcoran.
63-40.
63-40. There's some talented girls basketball teams in the SVC this year.
Yeah.
Adina looks really, really good to start the year.
You know, they returned everyone from a league championship last season, so they're going to be really good again this year.
They had a lot of young players on that team last year, too.
Yeah.
First one goes down. Trenton Zimmerman at the line, picks up his 9th point.
My sleeper pick in the boys and girls side this year of the SVC is Paint Valley. They're very talented on the girls side and the boys side. So look for them. If they're not winning the league, they're going to be really competitive and have a say in who does.
Aaron Evans has his pocket picked, and Zimmerman comes away with it. We're going to try to get some of those games on the schedule here for our live streams as the long 3 misses from Montgomery. And now Corcoran out of the heap there underneath the basket, trying to take it all the way himself, and he's fouled before he could get the shot toward the basket there.
You know, that's one of the things that COVID, a positive that came from COVID was the streaming and the ability to watch multiple games from all over.
And I think people didn't realize that you could stream non-football sports pretty much whenever you wanted, as long as the schools allowed you during the regular season. It's the 3 misses from Smith. But I think that kind of brought that to the forefront. A lot of schools getting into doing their own streams as well. Shot misses from Montgomery. He's a little cold here to start the second half. Ahead to Evans, and a nice move for the layup there, his first 2 points. Always good when there are more ways for high school athletes to be seen by those who maybe can't necessarily make it out to the game or can't make it out to the game as much as they would like. They can still watch at home or on the go. That one rattles home for Trenton Zimmerman.
And it's really easy, especially with the smart TVs and things like that. I know my dad, he's able to get on YouTube just by pressing a button, and I have it to where he just has the SoSo Ohio link, and he can watch whatever game is on.
4.5 to play here, third quarter. Carroll for 3, and he gets it to go. He's got 2 of them here in this third quarter. And Ethan Carroll is the first Southeastern Panther to make 2 field goals in this game. It's Montgomery in the middle of the lane, had more space than I think he thought. I'll take it to the rack here with the right hand, too strong off the glass. And Connor Smith out with it for Southeastern. Ahead for Carroll along the baseline. It gets it swatted away by Trenton Zimmerman.
I thought Ethan Carroll was going to pull up and shoot another 3 there. Had a good look, but drove to the hole, had it blocked though.
3:51 left here in this third quarter. We'll toss it in to Smith. Carroll with the 3, and he gets another. You got to find that guy on the offensive end. 3 threes here in this quarter.
That's going to be the 4th foul.
Quick whistle there. And Smith, as you said, Coxie with a 4th foul. I don't know that he had 2 fouls in last night's game.
They'll let you be physical, but they're not going to let you be physical from the side.
Correct. Here's a 3 from Zimmerman.
Good strong rebound.
Yeah, Cartwright getting in good position to pull that one in. Smith will take the 3 off balance, and Zimmerman there for the easy rebound. Lobs it ahead. Parker finds Connolly underneath. Now, every time Minford gets a rebound, I mean, they're immediately off to the races. The outlet goes quick, and more often than not, it's a heave halfway or more down the floor. They get out and go quickly. Evans, way strong there on the baseline jumper. Good effort to keep it in by Crank, ahead to Connolly. And the jumper from Glockner, too strong. Smith, smallest guy on the floor, pulls down the rebound. Through contact here and a late whistle. I think they're going to call the initial contact there before the shot.
Yeah, you don't get the NBA continuation.
First foul on Ethan Conley. Both teams now with a pair of fouls here in the second half.
Connor Smith has got to be careful, though. He's had a couple here after picking up that fourth that could have been called.
Evans for three. Can't get that one to go home. Good rebound underneath by Luke Oates. And Oates' outlet pass tipped out of bounds. 42-19. Southeastern beat Vinton County 56-50 last night. It's the first game of the season that they had scored 50 points in their third try this season, but offensive struggles back here tonight. That one rims out, and Aaron Evans the rebound, the senior for Southeastern. Carroll, nobody out to guard him. He'll shoot another one and make another one. His fourth of the quarter. 12 points on 4 threes in this quarter for Ethan Carroll. He has 12. Aaron Evans has 2 here in the third quarter. And that cuts it to a 20-point game.
You always want that guy who just starts to get that hot hand. Start to feel it.
Reminder that this game is brought to you in part by Glockner Family of Dealerships. With a busy season of traveling ahead of us, Glockner's made scheduling your next oil change easier than ever. In fact, you can schedule your next oil change online in 30 seconds. Visit Glockner.com and select Schedule Service to get started. Schedule your next oil change in 30 seconds or less with the all-new easy online service scheduler at Glockner.com. That's why they're the easy people to work with. Game also brought to you tonight by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to be on the lookout for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SosaOhio.com. Those Athletes of the Week also posted on the various Sosa social media channels, at Sosa Ohio on Twitter and Instagram. And just search Southern Ohio Sports Authority on Facebook. You'll find us there as well. Out of the timeout here, and Minford's going to take a timeout. I got a feeling that Josh Shoemaker, the head coach of Minford, is not real happy with how things have gone here in this third quarter after being up 34-8 at halftime. It's 42-22 now with 1:45 left in this third quarter. And, you know, it may not be a situation where you feel like the game is in jeopardy with a 20-point lead, but you still want to try to do things the right way.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of being up by 20. Use those timeouts in coachable moments and correct the problem. You're only 2 games into the season. So you see this problem, you're up big, let's correct it right now as opposed to waiting until tomorrow at a shoot-around or Monday.
And sometimes, you know, even if as a coach you don't feel like something is going the way you don't like, you might call that timeout at a big lead early in the season. Just light them up a little bit anyway to say, hey, don't get comfortable here. Kind of build that mentality of not playing based on what the scoreboard says. There's a nice deny and steal by Ethan Carroll. Ahead to Smith, who lets the defender go by and scoops it in with the left hand.
Nice move by Connor Smith to get his first 2 of the night after the big night last night.
Well, Southeastern has had the better of the play here in this third quarter. Inside, Devin Parker kicks it out. 3 on the way, strong from Crank. And the rebound to Luke Corcoran, who dribbles into a pile of red jerseys. Ball on the floor. Given up to Zimmerman from Minford. He can't get the shot to go. The putback doesn't go. The second attempt does. The third attempt for Zimmerman there, and he'll get a chance at a 3-point play.
Just tough luck right there. You get the rebound, think you're getting a fast break, commit the turnover, and give up the lay-in there. Right when you're starting to make a little bit of a comeback.
So 12 now for Trenton Zimmerman. He had 8 at the break. And a chance to complete the three-point play. He does. And a 45-24 lead for Minford.
Another game of interest from the Sosa area. The Western Indians, they're leading the Paint Valley Bearcats right now at halftime, 33-10.
Aaron Evans can't get the shot to go.
Western undefeated on the season so far.
Montgomery tries the entry pass to Zimmerman, and that's poked away by Evans. Southeastern still trying to play tough on the defensive end as well. And when you're in the situation that Southeastern is in, kind of like Minford on the opposite side, you're not looking at the scoreboard. You're just trying to play each possession the best you can. A good rebound underneath, but a mistake by Connor Smith as he dribbled himself into trouble. And Minford takes advantage. Ethan Carroll over to Smith. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Got to send one toward the rim. And that one misses everything. 47-24 is the lead for Minford after 3. Back here to start the fourth quarter. Jacob Wise along with Eric Cox. Big thank you to Tyler Hart, our cameraman tonight. First live stream of basketball here this season. Out of the timeout, the shot partially blocked and out of bounds. Should stay with Southeastern here.
No, they're going to say it wasn't tipped.
Okay. So Minford narrowly outscored by Southeastern in that third quarter, but obviously the big halftime lead of 34-8. Southeastern will have to be even better here in the fourth quarter to make any noise at all. Zimmerman by himself through 2 defenders. I'll tell you what, Joe Hanna got way up there, but couldn't find the handle on the basketball to get the rebound.
Just kind of went through his hands there. Looks like Southeastern has a couple guys new into the game, haven't seen some playing time.
Lane Williams, a 5'7" freshman in the game, wearing number 1. Jackson Stansberry's gotten some big playing time in this game tonight. He didn't play, I don't think, at all last night. Dylan Gowan, who is primarily a JV player, although he did score varsity point, I believe, against North Adams. And a loss. That one out of bounds will stay with Southeast. We're still trying to put together the rest of our streaming schedule here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority. And we're actually going to have 2 different crews as we move farther into the season. We'll have a crew towards the southern edge of our coverage area. And I think they're planning on doing 2 games a week. We're going to try to do 1 a week here in the northern end of the region. That shot misses from Montgomery. So you can check SosaOhio.com. Once we get that schedule squared away, we'll post that up there for you. Obviously subject to change if we feel like we can pick a better game. Down low on the baseline, too strong from Stansberry. Offensive rebound. Gowan had it briefly, but gives it away. And now Montgomery wide open for the layup. Just his second basket here in the second half, but he had 19 in the first half. and now 23 for him. And Minford 49-24 in front. Here he goes again. Montgomery lobs it up, and the tip no good. And the putback again no good, this time from Jeffrey Pica. And Southeastern comes away with it. Wes Collins tosses ahead for Stansberry, who gets the basket and the foul.
Nice move right there. Way to stay strong with the ball and get to the rim and get the and one.
So 4 points for Stansberry. The foul goes on Zimmerman. Evens up the team fouls at 3 apiece. Stansberry looking for his 5th point, trying to complete the 3-point play. Getting some good varsity minutes as he misses there. 3 on the way from Adams. Goes down. His first points of the game. You know, if nothing else, Southeastern might find that their bench may be a little deeper than they thought it was to start the season. Some of these guys who haven't gotten much playing time to start the season have done a nice job. 15 now for Trenton Zimmerman after that last 2. And another whistle as Adams hit the deck after making the jumper. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play. A foul goes on Ethan Connolly, his 2nd.
You don't see a lot of lefties anymore. And
no. And Connor Smith is a lefty shooter also.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them. Caleb Adams and Connor Smith, both nice shots. I did see something I had to bring up here this week.
During the
a varsity basketball team, local team, and the kid entered the game with the number 9. You can't have number 9 in high school basketball.
Only 1 through 5 is a digit, right?
Yeah, 0 through 5.
0 through 5,
yeah.
Connolly down low for Minford.
And then if you have 00, you can't have 0 also. You can only have one of those.
Which Aaron Evans, of course, for Southeastern wears 00. Another turnover for the Panthers. Luke Oakes all the way with the right hand. His first 2.
But it made me question the jersey company that they got him from. Did they not say, like, hey, wait a second?
You would think like there's some kind of online ordering form there, and you pick the size and you pick the number, and that wouldn't even be an option.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I understand in, like, the Pee Wee level. Well, I don't even. If you're not allowed to do it at the high school.
And the reason for that is so when the official comes over to call
Yeah.
the fouls, you only have 5 fingers, so you can either make it 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5.
Yeah. And it's not like the NBA where you have number 99 and
you have
those things.
Full-time professionals keeping stats and all those kinds of things too. Joe Hanna finds a lane to the basket for his first basket of the game. And Southeastern will call the timeout.
This is what I like about Coach Adams right here. He's down 57-32, which we'll probably go to a running clock here. It's at 35. But he's still coaching with the same intensity he did when it was 0-0.
Yeah. He knows that, ultimately you wanted to play better in this game. Didn't score a point in the first quarter and got behind the 8 ball early, down 20-0 after a quarter. But since then they've kept it around a 20-point game, save for this last little run by Minford. And it's still a learning opportunity for this team. You're not in the league play yet. And basketball, different than football, although football's getting that way. Everybody gets a chance at the postseason. So,
and by the way, I just realized I'm horrible at math. It's 25-point lead right now, not 35.
That's why we're doing this. Ball poked away by Pica. And again, turnovers will be the topic, I'm sure, of discussion in the locker room and during practice for Southeastern as Minford turns it back over. Bennett Kaiser checking into the game for Minford. Jackson Shoemaker, freshman, checking in as well as the Falcons begin to empty their bench. 57-32 the lead for the Falcons. Into the corner with it, Dylan Gowan. And now Lane Williams gives it up. Collins over to Adams, and now high post for Stansberry. Nice shot fake there. A little too strong on the short jumper. And a quick basket back the other way as Bennett Kaiser gets his first basket of the game. Doesn't matter if it's Montgomery on the floor or somebody who's maybe seeing his first few varsity minutes of the season. They like to get out and run and get the ball down quickly. They got a ton of fast break points tonight. Collins handling for Southeastern. 3 on the way from Adams. In and out. Good rebound down low by Oaks, and they get the tie up. Good job by Jackson Stansberry down low to get the jump ball. Minford has the possession arrow.
Yeah, these kids, I know they don't get a lot of varsity time, but have not lacked in effort, that's for sure.
2.5 left in this one. You know, credit to Southeastern for not packing it in, down 20-0 after one quarter. Jackson Shoemaker for Minford over to Luke Oaks. Bailey White, who just checked in, gets it down low, and the basket goes for Kaiser. 61-32. Collins almost had it knocked away. Stansberry briefly lost it, gets it back. This Minford defense with active hands.
I was just thinking the same thing. They get in your face.
They make you move it or be careful with it. And there's a nice basket from Wes Collins, his first 2.
And that was a hard-fought basket right there. Had hands right in his face and was able to get it to go in.
Bailey White handles for Minford. Obviously valuable minutes here for Minford as well, as they're allowed to get some of these younger players some valuable varsity time. Stansberry down low had it partially blocked, and Oaks away with it. Minute 15 left. Into the corner, White. Hunter Pendleton. Shoemaker, the jumper, rattles home. How about that shooter's touch? So he's on the board. And a whistle here as we'll have several more substitutions here.
Good job by the official there of seeing those young kids there at the score table, blowing it dead to get them in the game and give them an opportunity.
Freshman Cade Glockner. Sophomore Troy Rhodes. Coming into the game. There's another one I have to try to find here. I believe it was Gavin Downey, a freshman guard, checking in as well for Minford. 3 on the way. 2 short there from Williams. And that one will fall out of bounds back to Minford.
Must have glanced off a Southeastern player there.
36 seconds and counting left in this one. 63-34. Downey wants the 3, tried the bank, but it was not open. Got the bench excited when he let that one rip. Layup back the other way, attempt too strong from Collins. And now Downey behind the back dribble gets to the basket and he gets fouled.
You love to see the excitement from the bench there when the kids who don't normally get in the game get an opportunity.
So Gavin Downey with a chance to get in the score sheet. He would be the 10th different player to score for Minford, and he puts the first one in. Second one out of the way. And that one too strong. Rebound tapped around, and that will do it tonight after a half-court heave that bangs off the backboard. Final score here from Southeastern. Minford 64, Southeastern 64-34. It was 20-0 Minford after one, 34-8 at the break. Southeastern outscored Minford 16-13 in the third quarter, cut it to a 47-24 deficit, but the final score is 64-34 with several JV players getting into the action at the end of the game. And that's the way it ends, 64-34. Of course, Southeastern, not the way they wanted things to go tonight, really from the jump, but a bright spot. You look back, Ethan Carroll hit 4 threes in that third quarter. That was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, when a kid catches fire like that, and that was kind of what Southeastern needed from the start tonight. They needed to come out and hit some of those shots, and it just didn't happen. Well, that Minford defense was tough to break into, and they just weren't able to do it. Hats off to Minford for applying that pressure, and they're going to be an exciting team to watch throughout the season.
Before we give you the final scoring totals, so again, thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast, Willie & Son Trucking. They've been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to be on the lookout for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com. And, of course, by Glockner Family of Dealerships. With a busy season of traveling ahead of us, Glockner's made scheduling your next oil change easier than ever. In fact, you can schedule your next oil change online in 30 seconds. Visit Glockner.com and select Schedule Service to get started. Schedule your next oil change in 30 seconds with the all-new easy online service scheduler at Glockner.com. That's why they're the easy people to work with. Final scoring totals for this one tonight for Minford. Tons of players in the score sheet, obviously led 23 points by Miles Montgomery. He got 19 of those in the first half. Finishes with 23, so in his first 2 high school games ever, 29 points and 23 points. 15 from Trenton Zimmerman, 2 from Jackson Shoemaker, 2 from Johanna, 5 from Adam Crank, 4 from Bennett Kaiser, 2 from Devin Parker, 1 from Gavin Downey, 2 from Luke Oakes, and 6 from Ethan Connolly. For Southeastern, they were led by Ethan Carroll, who hit 4 threes in the third quarter. That's all his points, 12, the only Panther in double figures. 2 each from Aaron Evans, Connor Smith, and Luke Corcoran, as well as Wes Collins, Travis Chenault, and R.J. Cartwright. 4 points from Jackson Stansberry, and 6 all in the fourth quarter from Caleb Adams. So again, your final score tonight, 64-34. Minford takes down Southeastern as Southeastern falls to 1-3. Minford goes to 2-0 to start their season. Coxie, final thoughts?
It's early in the season. You can't dwell on these early season losses. You got to really build on them, and I think Coach Adams will have his guys ready to go when SVC play opens up next Friday. And also special thanks to Leonard Steyer, the athletic director here at Southeastern, and all the fine folks out here. Always great to work with, and always a pleasure to come here.
All right, we appreciate you tuning in for this one. Keep an eye on sosaohio.com for the schedule as we move through basketball season. And again, final tonight, Minford beats Southeastern 64-34. For Eric Cox, Jacob Wise saying so long from Southeastern High School. Enjoy the rest of your night.